You're not allowed to come back to the United States unless you're here legally.
He's mama's boy.
Oh, he's a mother's boy.
He's mama's boy.
So he wants to play with Barbie dolls. Basically, you up a 2-year-old because you think your 2-year-old is gay. Have you ever cooked your own meal? Are you gay? All right, the court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to sentence you.
This is Francisco Sotelas. Today, August 12th, 2024, the 23-year-old father of 5 stands in court expecting he might walk away with probation. Instead, he's facing a charge of assault causing bodily injury to a family member tied to an incident from January 22nd, 2024. This offense carries a potential sentence of up to 6 years in prison. Court records indicate the allegations involve harm to a very young child. They also reveal this isn't Sotelas' first run-in with the law over family violence, with prior arrests going back to 2018. On top of that, due to his immigration status, a conviction could also lead to deportation after serving time.
And are you Mr. Sotelo Baez?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we're here for sentencing. You entered a plea in this cause on July 30th of no contest and applied for deferred adjudication. According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is asking that your punishment be assessed at 6 years in the prison. Defense state is silent. Do you have any witnesses?
I do not, Your Honor. I anticipated having some of his family members here. However, they're sick right now, so they're not in court today.
All
However,
right, do you want them to appear by Zoom?
there might be some interpreter issues and everything else, Judge. I don't know. Judge, my client has informed me that it might be easier to proceed today, that it would be difficult for them to be able to do that.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Francisco Sotelas.
All right, any questions for your client?
Mr. Sotelo, we're here today. Would you like the court to grant you the deferred adjudication that you applied for?
Yes.
And you understand she has the discretion to do that?
Yes.
And you understand that you would be obligated to follow any conditions or rules that the court imposes on you?
Yes, sir.
And you understand you have several other things.
You need to speak up so that
Yes, I understand. Sorry, Judge.
And is it your intention to do what you can to be compliant if the judge grants you that probation?
Yes.
You've accepted responsibility by entering a plea before this court. Can you kind of explain to the court what you're asking for today?
I would really want you to give me a second chance to redeem myself. I just had a newborn that was born on June 23rd. I want to be out there for my family. I'm 23 years old with 5 kids. I have 5 kids right now with the same girl. I really want to be part of their life. I don't want to go away to prison and show my kids that I could be a role model for them. And also, I help my mom and my dad out to pay rent as well. I'm always working for them too. Take care of my little brother come in. And I would really want a second chance. I promise you I won't mess this up. It's my first felony I have, and I'm not gonna mess this up. It's my first and last felony I'm again. I've been trying to change my life around, going to church and in jail. I really want to see if you could please help me out with this. My bad, my English is a little, I know more Spanish.
Oh no, do you need, here's the thing. Do you need an interpreter? Because I want to make sure.
I understand, it's just that English, I speak it too, but now that I'm in front of you guys, I get a little bit nervous.
Well, let me just tell you, there's no need to be nervous in front of me. There's no need to be nervous about your English. I always say people who speak more than one language are very intelligent because learning a second language is very hard. And people tell me that the English language is one of the hardest because you have two TWO, TO, TOOO, and it's all pronounced too. So if you want an interpreter to be brought down, it will take us probably 5 minutes to get an interpreter here. If you would feel more comfortable speaking in Spanish, we can have an interpreter to come down. It's not a problem.
That's fine.
Okay.
My bad, it's just that really good nervous.
No problem.
Now that Mr. Sotelas has made his plea to the court for a second chance, it's Judge Boyd's turn to respond. The judge is about to directly address the seriousness of the allegations in this case.
All right, I have some questions. So the child how old was that child?
He's 2 years old.
2. All right. And you say she, but in the police report it says son.
Yeah, well, I have 3 daughters and 2 sons.
All right. So the person that you, in this case, sorry,
It's a he.
sorry, what?
It's a he.
All right. And how old is he?
He's 2 years old.
Why is it in the police report? This is what they said. You texted his mother and you said, you're not going to like what I just did. Your son. Why are you calling the child your son?
Because, well, it's our son. It's our son. It's my biological son.
But why you just,
Yeah, it's baby's. He's mama's boy. So,
oh, he's a mother's boy.
He's mama's boy. He's always. I tell her. She tells me the same with my daughters, but my daughters are daddy's girls, you know.
Okay. So why are you a 2-year-old? What was the reason?
I had a lot going on today. I had gotten into a fight with my family members. My wife was in the hospital.
So you get in a fight with your family members. Your wife is in the hospital. So how does that translate you to being a 2-year-old? No, I mean, what I'm trying to figure out what was the cause. I wasn't there.
What happened was that my son, I'm a little bit tough with him because he was my only boy. He was surrounded by girls.
You're a little bit tough with the 2-year-old, okay?
And I would want to play with him. I would want to play with him with the cars. I'll buy him cars. I'll buy him robots, boy toys, but he wouldn't want to play with toys.
Okay, he doesn't want to play with toys. What does he want to play with?
He wants to play with Barbies.
All right, so he wants to play with Barbie dolls. So that was your issue with him.
And then my wife and my mother would tell me my son was going to be big. And for me, feeling that way, my first son to be gay.
So your thing is, let me my 2-year-old because people are telling me he's going to be gay.
That was my first time in.
No. I'm just trying to get into your thought processes. So people are telling you that your son's going to be gay because he doesn't want to play with robots. So let me ask you this. Would G.I. Joe, those toys, because those are dolls, would that be an issue? Oh, okay, I'm showing my age. Snake eyes? What? Well, you do know they have Ken. For example, Ken, that's a doll. That's, I guess that's Barbie's sometimes boyfriend, or maybe it's sort of like undecided. I don't know if they're together or not. But Ken is a Barbie, so how would you feel about your son playing with Ken doll? You just don't want him playing with dolls.
I didn't want him to play with dolls. My daughters have like little kitchens and like dressing dolls and all that.
And so he would play with the kitchen set?
He would play with the kitchen set.
All right, so let me...
I'll buy him like trampolines and like a little soccer field.
Yeah, I want to play soccer. I don't want to play soccer either.
The more Judge Boyd questions Mr. Sotelos, the heavier the charges begin to feel. From the judge's tone and reaction, it's becoming obvious that the possibility of probation is fading fast.
So he don't want to play soccer, and he plays with the kitchen set. So I guess males who are chefs, that's like a girl job, right? Well, I mean, wouldn't that be considered a gay job then, if you have male chefs in the kitchen? I'm like, all these men who are walking around out here being chefs, you're telling me that they're gay. So then you the 2-year-old and you cause his nose to bleed, and then it says the victim had injuries, bruising and swelling on the face, and they say you sent a text message and said that you hit the victim 4 times in the face by slapping him. In what world is it okay to slap a girl in the face? What did you think you were teaching him? Like to be afraid of you? I mean, did you think the 2-year-old was not going to be afraid of him? Because 2-year-old, I don't think he's 6 feet tall. You're standing over him. Did he cry when you slapped him? All right, when his nose is bleeding, you continued to slap him. Did he continue to cry?
Well, I don't really remember his mouth bleeding out.
Did you get him some tissue? Did you clean up his face? Did you apologize?
That was crazy. I spoke to my heart and I apologized to her.
No. Did you apologize to the 2-year-old? Did you apologize to your daughters if they were at home and witnessed that?
And my daughters were in the other room.
They were in the other room? So you think they don't hear him crying? Do you have like a west wing and an east wing to your house, like Dallas? Like South Fork?
I apologize to all the kids. And I have an older daughter that she's 5.
It says here that you stated that the mother says that you're always unnecessarily hitting or disciplining the victim due to him being more feminine and wanting to toughen him up. So you think you a 2-year-old by toughening him up, because that's what this is, you a 2-year-old. You a 2-year-old. And then I'm looking at your criminal history, you have other assaults. Who is the other family violence assault against? Was that against the mother of your children?
Yes.
All right, so why do you continue to hit people that you claim that you love?
Because I wasn't wrong, man.
No, but why are you doing it? I don't understand.
I wasn't right. I was having, I don't know if I can say it.
I'll re-execute it, Judge.
All right. Could you grab that for me, please? Yes, there's something you wanted to say?
It's because I was in drugs, and I had tried a new drug that I had never tried before. That's what made me like.
Well, here's the thing. According to what I'm reading in the police report, this isn't the first time that you, the 2-year-old, according to the police report, right? Is this the first time you hit him? Not according to the police report. And it says that you're always disciplining him unnecessarily because you're trying to toughen him up because you think that he's gay.
I'm not thinking gay. My parents, my mom.
And then what kind of grandparents does he have in his life, if what you're saying is true, where they're like, toughen him up, we don't want a gay grandson? What kind of nonsense is that?
Oh, he's grandma's boy too.
So,
It was just beginning that.
well, here's the thing. In your son's 2-year-old life, he's already had trauma and drama caused by you. So now he thinks men are going to beat him up.
Mr. Sotela's attorney can sense the hearing slipping out of their favor. He steps in, making what could be the defense's last effort to persuade Judge Boyd that probation should still be considered.
Yeah, obviously the facts are not the best. My client did make some pretty grave errors in his dealing with his 2-year-old son. He's learned that as in our conversations, and as I said, in jail since this happened. Judge, his family has been involved. I think they would be a great support system. I think they understand the significance of what has happened. I'll point out that my client is 22 years old and has 5 kids. While we hadn't had any formal training, if there's drug issues, if there's domestic violence issues, there's a lot of different programs within the probation department, like the DIP program and drug counseling and TAP evaluations that can focus on that to ensure that he has a chance to be successful on probation, Judge. He also has a pending ISOL. It's a fact. So
Sorry, what?
ISOL, Judge. There are proceedings going on. He will visit an immigration judge after this is done. So if he is granted probation, he still has that to deal with, Judge. But we're just asking that he be given an opportunity to learn from his very poor decisions that he made. We're asking for a stretch. We're asking for a little bit of mercy. My client is hoping to get probation. We'd ask that you consider that. He's got a lot of work left with him. We'd ask that you take that into consideration and give him that chance. And he understands that if he gets deferred and messes it up, he has the full range of punishment. So he understands that there could be an even more significant punishment if he doesn't change his ways and engage and cooperate with probation and whatever orders this court gives.
So you said you have 5 children. So I see here it's Rodrigo, Delilah, Veronica, and Laura. Who's the other child?
He was just born on June 20th.
What's the name?
Tadeo.
How do you spell that?
T-A-D-E.
T-A.
No, T-A-D-E-O.
All right. Is there anything else?
No, yeah.
All right. The court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Rodrigo Sotelo, Delilah Sotelo, Carla Cruz, Veronica Sotelo, Laura Sotelo, and Tadeo Sotelo. There's to be no illegal re-entry to the U.S., and there's to be no contact with minors. I'll order the therapeutic community. Maybe they can help him. Yes. Yes, you have a question? You have a question or no?
I just wanted to see the second chance.
I'm sorry, what?
I just wanted a second chance to redeem myself, please, Your Honor.
All right, we're off the record. This is what I want you to understand. I internalized everything that your attorney presented, and your attorney presented some great arguments. In your past, you have assaultive behavior against the mother of your children. Probation for that, they would have given you the BIPP course. It's legally required. You have learned nothing. You're basically, you beat up a 2-year-old because you think your 2-year-old is gay and you want to toughen up a 2-year-old. He's 2. It's like, imagine yourself in a boxing ring and your opponent is a 2-year-old. The 2-year-old doesn't stand a chance. The 2-year-old is gonna, lose every time. You hit him in the face, give him a bloody nose, and according to the police report, after you hit him in the face, I'm sure he's crying, and you continue to hit him 4 more times. Then you text his mother, you're not gonna like what I've done. I hit the 2-year-old. And then the mother in the police report and everybody in the police report tells me, you discipline him unnecessarily because you think he's going to be gay because he likes to cook. Go tell Wolfgang Puck. You know what? What if Wolfgang Puck's family would have thought, Wolfgang is going to be gay, we're not going to let him cook, right? Have you ever cooked your own meal? Are you gay? Then why you up on a 2-year-old because he likes to cook? To me, that would be a great thing because everybody is out here, having children that you can't take care of. You're 23 years old and you have 5 children. It would probably be nice if you had a teenager or somebody in the house who loves to cook and you encourage that. Then guess what? That's no cooking on your wife's plate. It's off the table. You are not to have any contact with minors when you're released. You're not allowed to come back to the United States unless you're here legally. I can't stop you from having children, but if you can't financially take care of your children, if mentally you're not ready, which it appears to me you're not really ready, if you're going to be violent, then you shouldn't really be around children. You should be having more children. Do you understand? All right,
Francisco Sotelas is now serving a 6-year prison sentence as a result of this case. Because he also had an immigration hold during the proceedings, he will likely be transferred to IC custody once his sentence is completed. Let me know in the comments if you think 6 years was a fair outcome for the charges he faced. Thanks for watching. Take care.